It has been around 5 years ago since I've started my fitness journey. Fitness has changed my life. Not just fitness, but just building muscle and building a good body has changed my life for the better, bro. I kid you not. All the people who are watching this video right now, the best tip that I can give you to actually change your life physically and mentally is to start building a better body. Start building the physique that you want to see in the mirror. Everything external that you see in the mirror about yourself is eventually going to project into internal. So let me tell you how I got started into fitness and building muscle, calisthenics, everything that I do basically. I was on vacation to Aruba when I was 14 years old, right? My mom is from Aruba. Shout out to my mom. She hasn't been there in about 16 years at the time. This was about 5 years ago in 2019 or some shit, July. And we went there, right? For about 3 weeks. No, yeah, 3 weeks, 3.5. And my whole family went to, so I was there with my aunt, my uncle, my nephew, my niece, my mom, my stepdad. And the thing that really changed my life was the physique of my nephew. So back in the day, I mean, now when I look back, now it doesn't really seem impressive. Like, he had a great physique. But when I look back, as a skinny guy, when I was 14 years old at that vacation, right? Because I was so skinny, everyone who had a little bit more muscle than me, I was automatically feeling so insecure about myself. I was like, why don't I have that? Why am I so damn skinny? Why am I literally skin and bones? You feel me? So I started to question myself. Can I do that too? Can I become muscular or in shape? Can I actually start to build myself as the person who I want to become? So I looked at him and I started to actually cry from the inside. I was like, damn, bro, I need to change. 3 weeks go by, we come back, and I immediately started training. So I started off with calisthenics because I didn't have a gym membership. And this is actually what I still do. And this is what I'm going to tell you today in today's video. These exercises that I did is how you're actually going to build the body that you want to build. What I actually started to do when it comes to building muscle is I started to focus on 4 crucial exercises. So let me explain. Number 1. Push-ups, 2 pull-ups, 3 dips, and 4 squats. And eventually the 5th one was a muscle up, but that was not part of it first, right? These 4 exercises is what changed my life. And do I do way more than those 4 exercises right now? Yes, hell yeah. I isolate my muscles. I do compounds, different type of compounds. I add weights now. I do weighted calisthenics, all types of shit. But this is what I used to do, bro. I used to spam those exercises until I would literally be injured. When I first started training, did you know I was actually doing thousands of reps per workout? We had this whole group in the park, right? We was training like 30 deep. Bro, 30 deep we was in the park, just repping numbers. Doing 20 pull-ups, 20 dips, 20 push-ups, all the way down to 1. So next set it would be 19, 19, 19. Next set it would be 18, all the way down to 1. Those type of sets we would do. Or 50 push-ups down to 1. That's 1,275 push-ups. Those are the type of push-ups that I used to do. Now, do I recommend that for somebody who is just starting off? No, I don't recommend it. A bunch of people might say like, okay, but you did it, right? And you became successful when it comes to building muscle and looking better. Yeah, I did. But I learned so much along the way that I could be here right where I am right now way quicker if I started a little bit differently. In the beginning, what I was actually genuinely doing is I was just searching up so many videos on people who had my dream physique and people who had the strength that I wanted to have, and everything that I wanted to have. I looked at those people and I started to copy what they did. The only difference is that it doesn't work for everybody, bro. Something that this guy does right here for years straight might not work for you. You have a way different body. The first thing that you're going to have to do is stick to a couple of exercises, work on them. And if you start to feel any type of uncomfortable feelings during the movements, or maybe you're not building muscle with it at all, or maybe these exercises, you're just very slow at progressing with them, they might not be for you. You need to search what is actually for you. I noticed for me that I was at the beginning already. I was very good at pull-ups, dips, and push-ups. I was just good at them. Even though I couldn't do a lot of reps, my form was always squeaky clean. I didn't even have to learn the form of the pull-up. I just knew how to perform it. I just knew how to do it. I never worked out a day in my life. I just knew how to do it. Same thing with dips, same thing with push-ups. So what happens is, if I just kept going, which I did, you're going to increase in reps, and increase in strength. Once you increase in strength, muscle is going to come, right? Because a stronger muscle, most of the time, is also a bigger muscle. Not always, but most of the time it's going to result into a bigger muscle. So step number 1 is start getting hang of the basics. I'm telling you, I see a lot of young people nowadays fallen into this social media trap where they fall into this trap of where they're constantly doing isolation movements. They're only training the muscles that they want to train. They're only doing movements that feel nicely. Bro, sometimes you got to take the risk and do some exercises that you do not want to do. I do not always want to do incline bench, but the reason why I do it still because it builds a crazy ass upper chest, and I never had an upper chest, but right now it's starting to pop through. I don't want to do it, but I do it because it's very effective and it's working. The trap that most of you fall in, people who are my age when I started I was 14. Most people who are starting right now who are 14, 15, 16, 17, they do the most useless exercises for their stage where they at right now. When you're a beginner, you shouldn't focus on face pulls. You shouldn't focus on tricep push down. You shouldn't focus on reverse pec deck. Bro, those are the exercises that you do not want to focus on. You want to focus on shit like the bench press, the pull up, the lat pull down, the push up, the squat, the dip, and the shoulder press. Those are the exercises that you should really focus on. All the exercises that you focus on right now, face pulls, doing some laying down, pull down, curls, all the shit that you see from these scientific YouTubers. And I'm not saying to you that these exercises are bad, but you have just started off. You got to understand. A lot of people, they think that they need to start off the most effective way possible. So they're going to look at these people who are preaching the most effective exercises for certain type of muscle groups. But I'm telling you, if you're 14 years old and you're only focusing on single arm pull down, 8 reps, very light and just controlled, you're not going to build no fucking muscle and strength. What you need to focus on is increasing the pull-up repetitions, the dip repetitions, increasing the push-up repetitions. Once you do this, you're starting to build muscle in your entire upper body. Same thing with the squat. Once you become comfortable with your body weight, move over to the weights and add weight upon those exercises. This is exactly what I did. I didn't do anything different that I just told you, bro. Started off with dips, pull-ups, squats, and push-ups. That's it. Now, what should you do after that? Because there's a lot of people who are already doing that, and I bet a bunch of my followers right now, they love to do these exercises. I still love to do them. But what would be the next step from there? The next step from there would be very simple. Is to add isolation exercises on top of those exercises. So let's say you had a couple of compound movements that you're really comfortable with. You're increasing in strength. You're using progressive overload. Fine. Perfect, right? You're building muscle. You're starting to gain strength. Perfect. Now what you need to do, because everybody has a lacking body part. Everybody is going to create lacking body parts or lacking body parts when it comes to strength or hypertrophy. It doesn't matter. Everybody has those muscles, just like I do with my shoulders and in the beginning with my arms. So what you got to do after that is add isolation exercises to the muscles, bro. So the most important thing that I learned for myself is that I always wanted big arms, right? I always wanted big arms because, very simple, my arms never grew. It was quite obvious why my arms never grew. My arms never grew because I never did arm training. When you do back workouts, you're training your biceps, yeah, sure. When you do chest exercises, you're training your triceps, yeah, sure. When you do shoulder exercises, a lot of times you're training your triceps. Yeah, sure. But guess what? Is it going to be enough stimulus to build muscle in your bicep, to actually blow up your bicep? For some people, it might be because of genetics or drugs or how they actually perform the movement. But most of the time, when you just train back, in about 5 years, you're going to have a big ass back, but not big biceps. So I noticed that for myself. I was never isolating my arms. So what happens is my arms are going to lack in size. So if you want the body that you want and you want everything proportional and you want everything to look good in proportion and you're actually concerned about building the body that you want, after you master those compounds exercises that are going to be crucial to build the basics on your body, after that, some isolation work will really help you out. So if you have weak arms, at the end of the pull day or at the end of the upper body day, add some type of curl, at least 5 sets per week or something, or 10 sets per week of biceps. It would really help you out. The thing about this video is that I'm trying to preach the pull-up and the dip. Of course, I also said the push-up and the squat, but let's just talk about the pull-up and the dip, because in my opinion, these two exercises are the most important exercises when it comes to training. When you look at I think it's the golden era bodybuilders, they had insane chests and insane backs. And why? They were mostly prioritizing weighted chin-ups or pull-ups and weighted dips. I'm telling you, They all prioritize on those exercises. The reason why is because it's just simply that effective. You have some people who build big chests with bench press or big chests with flies or whatever, but I've never seen a guy who does weighted dips and has a small chest. I've never seen it. I've never seen a guy who does a lot of weighted pull-ups, and his weighted pull-up is very, very strong, who has a weak back, a weak looking back. Most of the time, it just doesn't exist, okay? Look at me, for example. I have been doing weighted pull-ups for so long now, worked up to almost 4 plates of weighted pull-up. My back has been developed since I was 15, bro. Like, since I was 15, my back is the thing that stood out. Same thing with my chest, because I was spamming a lot of dips and push-ups. So the thing that I want you to focus on is when you start implementing the pull-up into your routine, or you're starting off with it, progress all the way towards the weighted pull-up. Progress all the way towards the weighted version when it comes to the dips as well, because they are the exercises that are going to guarantee you results. I've been doing this for 5 years. I can tell you, my chest has been overdeveloped since I was 15. Since I was 15, my chest has been overdeveloped. My lower pecs especially, because, you know, dips focus a little bit more on the lower pec than the entire pectoral muscle. But it's still going to build your entire chest. That's why I've been doing more upper chest work to actually target that, right? Then another thing, I haven't talked about food, and I'm probably not really going to on this channel. I'm not really going to talk about a lot of food. When you started off skinny like me, because most people start off skinny when it comes to actually building muscle. The people who really want to build muscle, they start off skinny. You want to just eat. A lot of people, they also go way too scientific on the food part, right? They just trying to get the most scientific meals down. They're trying to weigh everything. Listen, bro. At that point, your body is just, he doesn't give a fuck about grams and none of that shit. You just need to eat. Track your calories. Make sure you're getting above than what you burn, and just do that consistently. That's it. Back when I was 14, I used to also have these bullshit supplements like protein and all this stuff. Creatine was the only effective thing I was using. I'm still using creatine now. It's something that you just don't need, bro. You don't need to make no protein pancakes when you're 14 years old trying to build muscle. You need real food. You just need to eat food consistently. And it doesn't even have to be no specific type of food. When your mom cooks, eat a shit ton of it. That's literally what I'm giving you, bro. When your mom cooks, eat a shit ton of it, bro. Breakfast, have your eggs with your bread, and that's it. Four to 5 eggs with some slices of bread, cheese on it, and boom, eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to overcomplicate it for y'all, because most of y'all are never gonna build muscle if you don't actually genuinely put in the work. So if you're really trying to build the physique that you want and the body that you want, start eating more than you used to. You don't even need to track your calories in the beginning if you're really just trying to fucking get down a lot of food. Just eat until you're slightly sick. I'm telling you, this is what I used to do. I used to eat until I was literally like ready to throw up. I was literally feeling so bad, like physically. For some of y'all, this might sound like hell. Y'all be thinking like, hell, no, I'm not doing that. But that's sometimes what it takes, bro. Like with me I'm still trying to get down a lot of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy at all. But if you really want to get somewhere, you got to do something. If you have been doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same thing you have been getting. It's just how it works. That's just reality of the universe. You cannot go around it. You cannot skip this method, bro. You cannot go another way. This is what it is. There's no shortcut. It's all about the progressive overload on, in my opinion, the weighted pull-up and the weighted dip, and eating a lot. That's just what I'm trying to give to you, bro. That's is basically what's gonna separate you from the guys who are just doing the face pulls and just doing the curls and just doing the push downs and just doing the ab work and just doing the leg curls and the leg extension. They're not gonna build no muscle. The reason why is because they're only focused on these little ass muscles on their body that they want to grow because it looks cool for Instagram and all the bodybuilders do it, but they really shouldn't. If you look at how a bodybuilder works out, he works out every part of his body, right? Listen, I want you to do that too, of course, but I want you to work every part of your body with compound movements, not with isolation movements. I do not want you to do 3 exercises for your rear delts when you're just starting off. I don't want you to do that. Right now, I train my rear delts specifically because I've been working out for a long time, and now there are lacking body parts that I need to bring up, like my rear delts, like my side delts, like my bicep a little bit now, like my quads. Stuff like that, right? So after a little while, you're going to find muscle groups that you want to improve. But at first, everything is small. So you don't need to improve anything. You just need to focus on the compound movements and get stronger at those. Once you get stronger, you get bigger, because the muscle cannot stay the same size if you put more load onto it. The muscle is like, bro, I cannot handle this no more. I gotta grow so that I can handle it. So that's my tip for you. Everything, I'm not trying to sell you anything, bro, but if you really want to get started on the way how I started it, basically doing the push-up, pull-up, dip, and the muscle-up and the squat consistently for a lot of reps is basically how I used to start off. Go to the link in my bio. I have, I think, 3 programs right now available that you can buy. It's only $20. For the first 6 weeks or 8 weeks, you're going to work out with the most highest intensity you have ever worked out with, so that you can start to get used to tension on your body. See how your body reacts, and from there, you grow. Let's get it.